The fourth quarter can feel like a whole new environment when you sell print on demand online, and some of the things that come up in the fourth quarter are good surprises, like the significant increase in sales that you can experience, and some things are not as fun. And one of those less fun things is the shipping surcharge that can get applied to your orders in the fourth quarter by the major shipping carriers and our print-on-demand platforms. In this video, we're going to talk about the important decisions you need to make as an Etsy seller and what options you have to actually recover some or all of this shipping surcharge in the fourth quarter. So let's take a look. All right, if this is your first Q4 selling print on demand or selling anything online, then this may have come as a surprise to you, but this is nothing new. They've been doing it for the past few years, and if you read anything about it, you'll find some information about how the shipping carriers are using these surcharges during this time of year because their costs go up, basically. They have to hire seasonal workers, they have to pay overtime because the volume of shipping goes way up because of holiday gift giving, and that's just how they are basically charging the end user for those added costs. And the page we're looking at is Printify's Help Center page with some information about the surcharge. The period this year runs October 7th to January 19th for orders shipped within the US. The surcharge amount is 40 cents, and there is a difference here on Printify specifically. They're charging $2 for framed products, so products larger than 11 by 14. They do have a linked list of what all of those products are, but like if you're selling framed canvas, framed posters, and they're larger than 11 by 14, you're going to have a $2 surcharge rather than the 40-cent surcharge that applies to all other orders. On Printify, you can see the individual shipping surcharges on each individual order that you submit. For example, here's an order from within the last week in my shop, and if we go down to the shipping section under billing and expand that, you'll see a line item for shipping surcharge, and you'll see here this was 40 cents. And that's because this order came in after October 7th of this year. So I'm going to be paying that 40-cent surcharge through the end date of this period, which is January 19th of 2025. All right, so this video is about what can we do about this surcharge because it does eat into our profit a little bit. Let's start with just a little bit of math here to figure out if we're going to do something, what is it that we should do in terms of numbers? Let's hop over to an Etsy fee calculator here. Let's say we're starting with a product that we sell for $24 and has a cost of $14 just to keep things nice and even here. The profit margin on that sale is 30%. Total Etsy fees, $2.73. Total profit, $7.27. So what happens when we add our 40-cent surcharge to our cost here? Well, our profit margin goes down to 29%. Our total profit goes down to $6.87. So what happens here if we just take the 40 cents and add it to our price? Well, remember, we are paying a percentage in fees on every cent that we charge the customer. So let's just see how this works out here. If we just take the 40 cents and add it to our price, we're going to get back to a profit margin of 30%, and this is rounding up because there are no decimal points here, but it does look like we got back to 30%. However, our profit isn't actually back to where it was completely, and that's because the Etsy fees have also slightly increased. So remember, before our total profit was $7.27, and afterward it's $7.23. So by adding the 40-cent cost, because there are seller fees involved, we're actually not fully recovering that 40 cents. So you have a few options. Basically, because you have the seller fees included, you can do one of two things. You can either choose to just eat the difference and just add 40 cents somewhere and kind of just ignore that seller fee aspect because you're recovering most of this cost. Or you can add a little bit more to the 40 cents to actually make up that difference. In this example, it would be 4 more cents that we need to add. That would get us back to $7.27, the exact same profit we had before adding this surcharge. That is still kind of an odd number when it comes to product pricing. For example, in reality, if our product price was $24 before and we want to keep our pricing, like an actual round retail number like $24.49, personally, that's most likely what I will be doing here is rounding up to a number that makes sense from a retail standpoint. So where should we actually apply this difference, this temporary increase in our selling price? Because we can do either the product price or we can do the shipping price. Let's hop over to Etsy and talk about the three options that you have to respond to this. Option one, we haven't talked about yet, but option one is to do nothing. Option one is to do this calculation, see how much basically you're going to lose from your profit because of this surcharge, and then basically decide, you know what, it's not worth the effort. You're just going to absorb this increased cost for the holiday season. And that is one thing you could certainly do. But let's assume you want to do something and talk about the other two options. One of those options is to update shipping prices. And if we go to your settings on your Etsy seller dashboard and then go to shipping settings, that'll land us on the shipping profiles page here. And shipping profiles is where we can update our shipping prices. Now, this is where having your shipping profiles strategy, which I've covered in multiple previous videos, having a shipping profile strategy where you group shipping profiles and use the same set of shipping profiles for each category of products, this is where it really comes in handy. When it's time to go and edit something in a shipping profile, then you will have a much easier time doing something like this. So if you, let's say you have a t-shirt shipping profile, you can come into your shipping profile settings here, click on the pencil icon for that shipping profile, and here we can edit that shipping profile settings, and it will impact all of our t-shirt listings at one time. Of course, in the fourth quarter, we also want to keep an eye on processing time in case things get delayed, but we're talking prices here. So we have two potential situations that we can deal with. Now, remember, this is domestic US, the surcharges. It does not apply to international shipping. So we're actually just looking at the United States here. And for me, for t-shirts, I do free shipping. So here's where we come to the sort of fork in the road. If you do free shipping for any of your categories of products or all of them, this is where Etsy really kind of does not make this easy for us because we have built the shipping cost that we pay into our product price in order to offer free shipping. Now we want to go in and temporarily charge customers 40 or 49 cents more to account for this surcharge. We have no choice here but to actually just update our product prices. That is the downside to this time of year having free shipping on products is there's really no way on Etsy for you to add a temporary surcharge. So editing the shipping profile for my t-shirts just isn't an option basically. For anything that I do free shipping on, there's nothing I can do in the shipping profile because I do free shipping. Now for products where you charge for shipping, for example, say my mug shipping profile here where I do charge for shipping, we have a one item cost here, the first item cost of $5.50 for my mugs. And this is going to be a lot easier. Here I can just come in and add this additional cost to my shipping, and I can either let it go permanently or I can come back here in January and back it out, remove it. Now we have a new consideration here when we're doing this. As of October of 2024, Etsy is prioritizing listings in search results that have a shipping cost, a shipping price of less than $6. So we need to pay extra attention here. In this example, my current shipping cost is $5.50. Now remember, I said I wanted to add 40 to 49 cents to my prices in order to account for this surcharge. So because I'm at $5.50, I am safe to go ahead and add 49 cents because that will put me at $5.99 for shipping. So I am under $6 and I will get that priority placement in search results because my shipping price is under $6. However, if I was already at $5.99 or if I was at $5.75, then the 40 to 49 cents that I want to add here would push me over $6. And I do not want to do that because then I will no longer get that priority search placement. So if that's the case, let's pretend I was already at, $5.99 here, then I would not want to add anything to my shipping price. I would want to leave it at $5.99 and I'd have a decision to make. I can either just choose to absorb that 40 cents or I can go the route of updating my product prices by adding that 40 to 49 cents there. And now I can go about doing that for all of my other profiles which have a shipping charge. Any items I charge for shipping, I need to go to that shipping profile and add my 49 cents. But for my t-shirts, which were free shipping, I'm going to come over to my listings page here and let's talk about how we can update that product price if we want to. Now, what I want to do first is filter my listings. I can do that in one of two ways. I can use the search bar up here and simply enter something like t-shirt, a phrase or word that's going to be present on all of my t-shirt listings. So if I search for t-shirt, here's all of my t-shirt listings. Now I can use the checkbox here to select all of my t-shirts. Another way to do it would be if you use product sections in your shop, you can look down on the right-hand side of the page, go to the sections filter, and then select your t-shirt section. So if you have created sections like that, you can use that to filter your listings as well. Once you have it filtered correctly, then you want to use the checkbox like I mentioned. And again, go to the drop down and do select all listings on all pages if you have multiple pages here. Then go to the editing options and select edit prices. So here is again where we have kind of a decision to make. If we've already decided that we're going to just go with the 49-cent option to make it kind of an even retail price, then all we need to do is use the increase by amount option, and we are simply going to put in 0.49, and that is going to add the 49 cents. However, look at what that does to my prices that were ending on a 99-cent figure. So if it was $23.99, now it's $24.48. So just pay attention to this. If it matters to you that your prices are exact with sort of that classic retail, either 49 cent or 99 cent, then adjust accordingly. So I could put in 50 cents, and now it's going to be $24.49 to $39.49. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply here. That is going to add that cost to all of my t-shirt listings that I have selected here. And now I am accounting for that in my product prices. So again, I have a decision to make later in January. I can come back here and reduce my prices, or I can leave my prices higher, basically with the expectation that at some point, my costs are going to go up anyway. So you could simply leave those prices elevated and use this as the time of year to make sure you are, setting the proper price and factoring in that surcharge that you're going to pay anyway. Or you can go back and reevaluate it in January and back that, 50 cents out of your product prices if you want to. So there you go. Those are your options for accounting for this temporary surcharge. You can do nothing after you've evaluated it. You can update your shipping price, or you can update your product price. What you do is totally up to you as a business owner, but make sure you're at least considering those three options. So that'll do it for this video. Hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any different strategies that you use for this time of year from a pricing and surcharge standpoint. Do me a favor, hit that like button if the video was helpful for you, and don't forget to subscribe to the POD Insights channel. Thanks to all subscribers. I do appreciate your support. Thanks, everybody.